more knowledge. JustProfessor here, you think you are a good person, but you ignore your own bad behavior. You judge others harshly when they lie, when they cheat, when they cut corners, when they hurt people. You see it clearly, you call it out. You think I would never do that. I have standards, I have values. I am better than that. But then you do something similar, something questionable, something that benefits you but hurts someone else. And suddenly it does not feel wrong anymore, it feels justified. It feels necessary, it feels like you had no choice. You do not see it as a moral issue. You see it as a survival move, a smart decision, a gray area. And you convince yourself that your situation is different, that your reasons make it okay, that you are still a good person. But you are not. You are just blind to your own behavior. This is called ethical blindness. And it is the reason bad people think they are good. Here is how it works. Your brain has a built-in system for protecting your self-image. When you see someone else do something unethical, your moral alarm goes off. You recognize it instantly, you judge it, you condemn it. But when you do something unethical, your brain does not trigger that alarm. Instead, it creates excuses. It reframes the situation. It focuses on your intentions instead of your actions. It tells you that context matters, that your reasons were valid, that anyone in your position would have done the same thing. And you believe it, not because it is true, but because your brain needs to protect the story that you are a good person. This is why ethical blindness is so dangerous. It does not make you ignore ethics, it makes you selectively apply them. You hold others to one standard and yourself to another, and you do not even realize you are doing it. You genuinely believe you are being fair. You genuinely believe you are being moral. You genuinely believe you are different, but you are not. You are just blind to your own compromises. Most people think ethics are straightforward. You either do the right thing or you do not. But ethical blindness shows that it is not that simple. You can violate your own values without noticing. You can hurt people without feeling guilty. You can act against your principles while still thinking you are principled. Because your brain hides the contradiction from you. It makes the unethical feel ethical. It makes the wrong feel right. And you walk through life thinking you are good while doing things you would condemn in others. Think about the small ways this shows up. You take something from work, a pen, some paper. Maybe use company resources for personal stuff and you do not see it as stealing. You see it as harmless. You tell yourself everyone does it. That the company will not miss it. That you work hard so you deserve it. But if someone stole from you, you would call it theft. You would be angry. You would think they have no integrity, but when you do it, it does not count. That is ethical blindness. You gossip about someone. You share information that hurts their reputation, and you do not see it as wrong. You see it as venting, as sharing facts, as being honest. You tell yourself you are not being mean. You are just telling the truth. But if someone gossiped about you, you would call it betrayal. You would think they are toxic. You would cut them off. But when you do it, it feels justified. That is ethical blindness. You break a promise. You cancel plans. You let someone down. And you do not see it as a character flaw. You see it as bad timing. You tell yourself you had a good reason, that you tried your best, that circumstances changed. But if someone did that to you, you would think they do not value you. You would think they are unreliable. You would lose trust in them. But when you do it, it is just life. That is ethical blindness. This is the pattern. When others do something wrong, you see the action. But when you do something wrong, you see the reasons. And reasons always make bad actions feel better. They always make you feel less guilty. They always protect your image of yourself as a good person, but they do not change what you did. They just hide it from you. Now think about bigger situations. You are competing for something, a job, a position, recognition, and you see someone else cutting corners to get ahead. You think they are dishonest. You think they are willing to do anything to win. You think they lack integrity. But then you are in the same position. And suddenly cutting corners does not feel like cheating. It feels like being strategic. It feels like leveling the playing field. It feels like doing what you have to do. And you convince yourself that your reasons are different. That you are not like them. But you are. You are just blind to it. You are in a relationship. And you see other people lying to their partners. Hiding things. Being selfish. And you judge them. You think, how could they do that? How could they hurt someone they love? But then you are faced with a difficult conversation. Something that might upset your partner. Something that might cause conflict, and you avoid it. You justify it. You tell yourself you are protecting them. That telling the truth would hurt more. That it is not a big deal. But if they did that to you, you would feel betrayed. You would think they do not respect you. But when you do it, it feels like kindness. That is ethical blindness. This is what makes ethical blindness so insidious. It does not announce itself. It does not make you feel like a bad person. It makes you feel like a good person in a difficult situation. It makes your compromises feel like wisdom. Your selfishness feel like survival. Your dishonesty feel like strategy. And you never question it. Because your brain protects you from seeing it. This means you are not as ethical as you think you are. You have values. You have principles. You have a moral code. But you do not follow it consistently. You follow it when it is convenient. When it does not cost you anything. When it aligns with what you already want. But when following it becomes difficult, when it requires sacrifice, when it conflicts with your interests, you find a way around it. And you do it without feeling guilty. Because your brain hides the inconsistency from you. And the worst part is that ethical blindness is universal. Everyone has it. You see it in others easily. You see when they are being hypocrites. When they are making excuses. When they are bending their own rules. But you do not see it in yourself. You think you are different. You think your compromises are justified. You think your reasons make it okay. But they do not. They just make you blind. So here is what you need to understand. Being a good person is not about feeling like a good person. It is about your actions. And if your actions do not match your values, then your values do not mean anything. They are just ideas you like, not principles you live by. Ethical blindness makes you think you are living by your principles. But you are not. You are living by convenience, by self-interest, by whatever feels right in the moment. And you are hiding that from yourself by focusing on your intentions instead of your impact. By comparing yourself to people who are worse instead of people who are better. By lowering the bar for yourself while keeping it high for everyone else. You do not have to be perfect. You do not have to never make mistakes. But you do have to see them. You have to recognize when you are compromising your values, when you are being selfish, when you are hurting people. And you have to stop making excuses for it. Stop reframing it. Stop telling yourself it is different when you do it. Because it is not. Wrong is wrong. Even when you are the one doing it. Ethical blindness tells you that you are good because you have good intentions. But intentions do not define you. Actions do. And if you want to be the person you think you are, you have to start holding yourself to the same standard you hold everyone else. No special reasons. No exceptions. No hiding behind context. Just honesty. About what you are actually doing and whether it matches what you claim to believe. Watch the next video to see more ways your mind hides the truth from you.